unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Couple minutes no score. Every time they wanna clash, the wind is kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
It's Sunday tea time, which means it's time to get some buckets. Welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel as the Cheshire Phoenix host the Leicester Riders. They last met in September and the Phoenix got a big statement win, beating the Midlanders by 26 points. They've also won 4 out of their last 5. The Riders played on Friday and lost to the London Lions. Former Leicester Rider Ant Rowe is alongside Dan Routledge. They're not going to be having Sunday roast, but they're going to be enjoying this one. Take it away, fellas.
Well, you know that it's nowhere we'd rather be than here right now. Cheshire Phoenix against the Leicester Riders, and to hear mention that win on opening day by Cheshire, real statement for the Phoenix.
It was a huge win, Dan, so much so that we questioned, was it an anomaly? Was it this is how the league was going to go this year? Well, Cheshire Phoenix sitting pretty high in that table right now, so it confirms that win was legit.
Well, can Leicester get their revenge tonight? Let's have a look at the starting fives now, starting with the Cheshire Phoenix, and we've been used to seeing this sort of lineup. They're still bringing Rye off the bench as he gets back to full fitness. White hit 7 threes against Leicester in that opening game, and you know Rideau will be all over them defensively. At the other end of the floor, the familiar looking 5 that we've seen from Rob Paternostro and his Leicester Riders so far. Asbury sensational on Friday night, I thought. Holmes has been scoring well as well for the Riders. Can they keep that going? Let's have a look at a couple of guys you picked out. Aaron Rye working his way back from injury, but such a pivotal piece.
Yeah, this is the September British Basketball League Player of the Month. He's been out for the best part of a month. He's showing form the last game at 12 points, but more importantly, against the Riders earlier this year in that win, he had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. This could be that big comeback game for Aaron Rye.
At the other end of the floor, one guy who's been scoring the ball well, Jaron Holmes for the Leicester Riders.
Yeah, the rookie from Michigan sometimes goes under the radar, but he is their leading scorer at 14.7 points per game. He's someone as well that's been able to show his ability throughout the college system as well, playing over in America, NCAA Division 1, 16 points against Cheshire earlier in the season.
Tip-off is coming after the break. First, we'll get a weather report.
Raining like crazy up here. Windy, rainy. Looking at a storm coming in tomorrow. Check your weather reports.
Welcome back to Ellesmere Port on Remembrance Sunday, as we've seen across the league, the players and fans paying their respects. Well, we're almost set to go here in Ellesmere Port as the Leicester Riders and the Cheshire Phoenix go head-to-head. The ball is up and, well, it wasn't clean, but Cheshire win the tip and will get the first possession of the game. Out the back door. Well, thinks about the three, puts it on the floor instead. Here's Skylar White starting the game exactly as he did in the first meeting with a three.
And you cannot leave Skylar White. The penetration from Chargois got Asprey to commit to the help defense, but you cannot help a guy like Skylar White.
All right, one came off the foot and out of bounds for a Leicester ball. Just a question of whether it resets the shot clock. It would only put 1 second on. If it did, it doesn't look like it's going to. But Skylar White, who his 7 threes against Leicester in the first game was his best ever in the British Basketball League, and he's started like a man who means to threaten that record again. Here's Asprey. Tough shot, knocks it down.
Wow, Asprey starting to heat up. I thought he had a really good game in that fixture against London Lions, which they lost a close contest. Will be interesting to see if he carries that form on here this evening.
Pass a little high, but he's blocked by Holmes. Second attempt is a foul, and that will count. And one coming.
Wow, the initial block down low from, I think, Jaron Holmes. But Chargois, the bigger offensive player, stays with it. Yeah, coming across a great timely block there, but Asprey gets his hands caught in there, and that'll be an easy basket for Chargois.
Converts the three-point play. So Cheshire working in threes here in the first minute of the game.
Yeah, they've got good looks so far, haven't they? A corner, open three ball for Skylar White, and then a dump down pass to their big man, Chargois, down low.
Extra pass, Pinson open for three, back iron, it might come back to him. No, didn't quite get all the way out. Chargois able to come up with the loose ball. Another three! 3-3-3 for the Cheshire Phoenix, and they're up 9-2.
Goodness me, and Leicester Riders getting haunted by the first game of the season and this red-hot Cheshire Phoenix.
Asprey replies with a triple of his own. It's a shootout here, never mind raining outside, as Rob Podanastro said. It's raining threes indoors.
It is indeed, and both teams are willing to put those shots up as well and see who succumbs first.
Well, here goes another one. Boom, everything going in.
Wow. Unbelievable. This time it's Chargois, who's already got a three-point play so far today. This time showing us his range from beyond the perimeter.
4 threes in the first couple of minutes here. Oh, Bridges didn't realize that pass was for him.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it? There was definitely a catchable ball there, and Bridges just sort of pulled his hand away.
I think he assumed there was somebody on the wing behind him. Rudo brings it across midcourt. Around the screen. Throws it out. There's Jack in the corner. 4 for 4. What a start for the Cheshire Phoenix. And Rob Paternoster has seen enough of him. I would imagine when they looked at this film yesterday from game 1, he'd have been talking about 3-pointers. He's seen them knock down 4.
Yes, and look, this is typical of a rookie or mostly rookie team. Remember, they're learning their stripes in the professional game, and paying attention to scout is a key thing that they should translate from the college system into the pro game. But of course, the pro game, they're your elite college players, and you see LaQuincy Rideau penetrating there into the heart of that defense, and he throws that ball over to Maceo Jack, who has scored points in bunches this year. And wow, it's raining threes.
Well, they haven't learnt their lesson, that's for certain, the Leicester Riders. And Cheshire, what did they hit in that first game? Was it 18 or 19 threes, something like that in the first game against Leicester? And they're well on pace for that again here tonight.
Yeah, they were 18 for 39, a very healthy 46% from the three-point line.
Well, he's looking relatively calm about it now, but I'm sure that won't last if his guys don't react. Ben Thomas will be delighted with the start his team have made. 15 points in 3 minutes. There's some going. Here's Bridges, double team is coming. Pass deflected, it gets to Asbury anyway, and he knocks down a 3.
Wow. Is this regulation height and rim perimeter here? Because everyone seems to be able to knock down these threes with ease.
Well, that goes out of bounds. It must have touched Asbury on the way out. Rideau's face suggests maybe not. It'll be a Cheshire ball anyway. Back to Sharwell, putting the ball on the floor. Foul is called. The shot doesn't go, and Sharwell will go to the line for 2.
And he's a versatile big man as well. He's someone who was a little quiet at the start of this season, but he's grown into his role, and we've seen these more dominant games now from him. And what's quite unique about the American forward is that he's got good size and strength at 6'9", but also he likes to play on the perimeter. 11 points per game for him so far this year, and he's been a big piece of the puzzle here that Coach Ben Thomas has assembled this year.
Them both from the free throw line, so he's got 8 points already in this contest. Asbury, Thomas left open for 3. His rim's out.
I thought there was one more pass there, one more skip pass, and would have got even a better, more open three-point shot, but that one doesn't connect.
Rideau trying to use his speed, and he backs out from it and fires in another 3. Incredible shooting from the Knicks.
Well, the mismatch was there. The big man, it's always going to be an effort to guard LaQuincy Rideau out there.
Foul called on Jack around the screen. They are 5 from 5 from behind the arc, the Cheshire Phoenix. See, sized him up, backed away. They always feel more comfortable when they have a guy that's not supposed to be guarding them.
Yeah. And that's the foot speed. You know, Braylon Bridges is 6'10". He's ordinarily accustomed to guarding the other big guys in the low block, which is a completely different game. And when you're isolated up the top there against a speedy guard with handles, it's very difficult to stop.
Well, Rob Paternoster has gone slightly earlier to his bench than he usually does, but he's gone 5 for 5. He's taken all of the starters out, put all the bench in. You don't see that very often, although they did do it on Friday night, to be fair.
And we've seen this bench really change games, haven't we? The Leicester Riders bench, the experience there, as you see Mo Walker just use his strength and size. No one on the Cheshire team can stop a guy like Mo Walker, so it'll be interesting to see if Leicester Riders are able to benefit from that advantage.
Stevens getting into the key, misses an easy one.
It was too close down.
Yeah, he was. He needs to back out to that three-point line. Well, we have, as you say, seen Leicester's bench do great things this year. Here's Washington. Walker putting it on the floor, driving in the big fella, what a move!
Excellent composure there from Mo Walker. Ordinarily, he's not used to having to create for himself on the three-point line, but looked very smooth in his approach to the rim there.
Rideau getting all the way, trying to spin it off the glass. Oh, it's stolen away and put back in by Kristen.
Wow, Kristen. He continues to impress. He'll pop up and have big moments, and sometimes can get lost in the other success of his teammates on his roster, but that's a big play.
He played well as well in that first meeting. McKenzie driving to the basket in off the glass.
Kimball McKenzie, undersized against Skylar White there.
Well, they've run back quickly. Leicester didn't recover, and it's jammed in by Chargois. Leicester trying to reply quickly at the other end. Washington inside to Walker, has a massive mismatch, but kicks out to Adowu for three. Off the mark, all with the offensive rebound. Adowu to the basket, in off the glass, and he will go to the line for a bonus free throw. Well, a hot start by the Cheshire Phoenix here in Ellesmere Port means they are up 8, 4:18 to go in the opening quarter. Timeout is called. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Cheshire. What a start for Ethan Chargois. 10 points already. Transition jam as well. And Leicester Riders trying to hang on at the moment to the Cheshire Phoenix. Adowu at the line looking to convert a three-point play. Ulf and Rye came in to the game as well for the Phoenix during that timeout. Here is the September Player of the Month, Aaron Rye. Leicester changed into his own defense. It's kind of thrown them a little bit. Kristen puts it on the floor, gets all the way to the basket. Good finish.
Very talented player and an excellent move there. I like that glass. One of those 2 free steps he has, he changes direction and slices across the defender, which gives him the advantage going towards the rim.
Walker wants it down low against Ulf. He's got the size. It's not easy to move Ulf, and Ulf does enough there to make it difficult for Walker.
Yeah, he did a really good job there. The resistance was enough, and as you say, David Ulf, one of the more stronger players in the league.
We've got a hand to that, but couldn't pull it in. It's into Ulf, and he is fouled by Adowu, so we'll shoot 2.
Yeah, he came off that inside screen hard there. David Ulf, he's got good hands, good catch, went straight at the rim. David Ulf, free throws not the strongest of areas of his game this year. 33.3%.
His career, he's at 43% in the British Basketball League.
Tell you what he is good at, though. He is fantastic at rebounding the basketball, getting his team's additional opportunities. He's a good defender, and a really interesting story with him as well, coming up through the lower leagues. He was what you call a late bloomer, playing Division 2 with one of his teammates on the bench, Jack Hudson, and now one of the more prominent players we've seen in the British Basketball League.
Well, that was a good deflection that made it difficult for Lull to pull in, and out of bounds for a Cheshire ball.
It'll be interesting to see how Lull can affect the game as well. He's someone who's been out injured, so hasn't been part of the Leicester Riders rotation for the last month or so. But he's one of the few players that are experienced in the professional game. So they're going to look for him to...
Well, it's such a juxtaposition with Leicester, isn't it? They've got all rookies in the starters and all their experience coming off the bench. Sharkwell with the head fake, takes the three, off the mark, rebound Walker. Here's McKenzie driving to the rim, no room there. Cheshire running it back, Walker denies. And the referee has just stopped the game. I don't know if he got a poke in the eye or something, Kristen.
Oh, it was a step out of bounds from Leicester.
Stepped out of bounds.
Kristen again, just attacking. Really like Kristen. I guess it was a Connor Washington foot out of bounds there on the baseline.
Washington's heel was on the end line. Rideau jumping up in the air, firing it back. Kristen driving hard to the hole, leaves it short. Blocked by Lowell. They still have it, Cheshire. No reset of the shot clock. It has to go off. Rideau gets it away and misses everything.
A good defensive set there from Leicester Riders. Denied the layup or interior shot there from Cheshire Phoenix.
Well, the referee's gone to the table. I assume that's related to the shot clock, whether it should have been reset. And then it should have been reset, so that gives the ball back to Cheshire with 13 on the shot clock. Size mismatch here for Kristen, and he gets the contact from Washington, and it'll be two shots.
Good move from Kristen, and using his length over Connor Washington, who's about 6 foot. Christie in a good 6'4", 6'5", using that additional length there to back down his defender and get fouled in the post.
Well, plenty of discussion going on there with the Riders captain Kimball McKenzie and Ben Thomas. Referees multitasking. I suspect they were opposite ends of the view spectrum shared there.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan.
First free throw is good for Kristen, who's had an instant impact off the bench with 5 early points.
Yeah, well, speaking of rookies, this is his first year as a pro, the Texan-born guard. Played all of his college basketball over in the States, and now joined the Cheshire Phoenix on his first pro career debut, or career start, excuse me.
Sharkwell with 10 points sits down. Here's Lowell. Adubu underneath, and he drops it in for 2.
It's a smart play there, and you see Adubu, perfectly timed cut on the baseline. Defender lost him, which gives him the open dunk.
Sharkwell trying to lob it over Walker, but he got his hands on that. Here's McKenzie driving hard to the hole. He's fouled, and 1 for Kimball McKenzie.
Wow, you see he's fired up there, and the captain trying to get his teammates to jump on the energy train with him. But initially, that's all started with Mo Walker. I think Mo Walker, since his introduction to this game, he's had active hands. He's been attentive to the offense, and defensive play that leads to that offensive transition from the Riders.
Oh, Mackenzie, a rare missed free throw. He's an excellent free throw shooter. He had a great game here last season. His best in a Riders shirt. So he'll have fond memories of these rings, but maybe not for that free throw as Rideau steps into the three. Off the mark, but there's Ulf doing Ulf things, but he normally puts those back.
Yeah, it's the one that we'd want back.
Oh, Washington almost found Kate Unsworth open for three there. The referee ducking out of the way rather than catch and shooting.
Oh, just a smile on her face there. She was ready, Dan.
She was ready. She was thinking, I can knock this down. Everybody else is hitting threes. Why not me? Rideau into the lane, trying to flip it over. Law tips it down. Washington to Law on the trail. Oh, Washington's gone down. He got bumped by Ulf. Gets back up and fires up a three. Not quite.
Riders have got an opportunity here to close the gap, and so far they haven't taken advantage of it.
Just a little pause to catch your breath there. Rideau slipping to the basket is Ulf. He's, oh my goodness, come down really hard. His shot was blocked. He landed really heavily. You heard that one. Home fans wanting a foul, but it's just a possession.
Oh, I think it's off him as well, out of bounds. I mean, it's a hard fall, as you say, Dan, but it's a good block. The referees missed that one as it ricochets off David Ulf out of bounds.
Well, you can see Mackenzie once again pleading the case and falling on deaf ears. Shot clock is low again. Rideau has to heave up. Rims out. And Hudson is first to it, but he throws it straight to Lowell. Lowell's on his own. He doesn't need anybody else. He goes to the rim.
That's a great move from Lowell, who sort of deceived everyone there in the key.
Well, the shot clock is on, but there's not much difference between game and shot. So they can run this basically down. Try and get another 30-point quarter here. Rideau into the key, driving at Walker. Walker takes it away from him, throws it out. Can Asbury get there in time? Yes, he can, and he lays it in on the buzzer. Well, Cheshire came out firing at the start of this quarter, but Leicester have replied at the end. We're at the end of one, and we'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port. Cam Christen bringing 6 points and 3 rebounds off the bench for the Cheshire Phoenix, who lead here by 4. But they started so hot that they managed to open a 12-point lead at one stage. Here's McKenzie trying to make that a 1-point game and doing so.
Wow, straight out the end of the quarter there, Kimball McKenzie has his colleagues there off the bench really sparked this Leicester Riders comeback.
Stevens for 3, Adowu with the rebound.
Coach Paternoster as well. Asprey back in the game.
Rebounded by Walker, who just bullies his way to the basket for 2.
Mo Walker has been excellent and a massive reason as to why the Leicester Riders are back in this game. Defensively, he has been excellent. Good help defense, he's been challenging shots, and on that occasion just manhandles Cheshire Phoenix.
Well, they're in the lead for the first time. Leicester haven't been down by 12. Great ball movement, finds Rye open in the corner and he splashes it.
Big response there from the September British Basketball League Player of the Month. His team are in a little bit of a fragile state at the moment, and Aaron Rye pops up big with that 3.
Walker, he can shoot the 3, didn't look at it that time. We've seen him knock a few down.
50% this year.
Here's Lawler, who can also shoot the 3, and he hits.
Well, good decision, I think, Dan. Mo Walker made there to turn it down, because what he did is give up a good shot for a great one, and Lull stepping into that one looks pretty good.
Well, we've talked about it on many occasions before, but Leicester's bench doing some real damage here in this ball game. All of their bench players, except Washington, are in double figures in the plus minus. That's what they do. They if the starters don't start well, they're able to pull it back.
Well, and what you've got on the bench as well, you've got everyone with experience. You know, when you compare that to the starting 5, which is complete contrast, as you said, they're all rookies. And you know, wasn't there a famous football coach that said you can't win championships with young guys?
It was Alan Hansen. You win out with kids. But Asprey is still the leading scorer. But after that, it's bench guys: McKenzie, Walker, Lowell, 7-6-5.
Well, we know, though, that scoring is only one aspect of basketball. And this guy right now, Mo Walker, for me, he's been the game changer. Of course, I'm a former big man, so I'm always going to have my alliances. But when you look and you break down the runs, it's been his deflections, his defensive plays, his help defense as well, that he will not get credited for on the stat sheet. That has changed the dynamic of this game.
Well, if you think about the first meeting between these two teams, Walker barely could get on the court. They couldn't keep Bridges on because Skylar White was torching both of them from the 3-point line. But today, Mo has shown his value at both ends of the floor. And obviously, last few years, he's had his injury woes. It's just great to see the big fella out there doing what he does best. Such a nice guy off the court as well. And while he was injured last year, did a lot of work in the local community, going into schools, talking about the power of basketball and using that for positive good. But he's using it for positive good on the court today.
As you see, these 3-point shots now started to dry up a little bit for Cheshire Phoenix, and Riders doing a good job on the boards of collecting those misses.
It's called regression to the mean, Amp. They weren't going to be 100% from the 3-point line all the way through. 50% is still pretty good, and they're both at 50% right now, but Cheshire is slightly more volume. That's a tough pass from Walker to get it through all those defenders. Right, in the paint, throws it away. Leicester have numbers here. McKenzie, he's very direct in open court and he lays it in.
He is, he's just excellent at that, isn't he? He's not the quickest or most athletic player, but he's got these this ability to just have a burst towards the rim, and there's no fear mentality as well as he attacks the rim.
Oh, it's stolen away. Law comes away with it. And it's stolen right back. No, it isn't, because Adowu picks it up. Asprey in the corner. Well, he was jumping like a man who didn't think it was going in, wasn't he?
Well, when you know. As soon as that ball leaves their hand, you've got a pretty good indication of whether that's dropping or not. And as you say, Dan, Asprey would have wanted that one back.
Walker chasing them around on the 3-point line. Kicked out. Off the mark, rebounded Dowu. I don't know if Leicester are in a box and one on Maceo Jack. It's not a defense you see very often.
No. They're certainly making things more uncomfortable for the Phoenix, who are not exactly free-flowing as they once were earlier in this game.
Walker is fouled as he's backing down. If you're new to the game, box and one is where 4 players are playing zone. They're playing an area, and 1 player is playing man-to-man. But it just looked like they were in a zone, but then somebody was chasing Maceo Jack around, so I wasn't 100% certain. But it wouldn't. Rob Paternostro's always thinking, always looking to change things. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
Well, why you'd ordinarily implement that strategy is if you're worried about an opposing player. So Maceo Jack is someone you'd want to be worried about. 18.7 points per game, can score from the perimeter, can attack. So he's a guy that you need to guard.
Skylar White rattles in a 3. He's a guy you need to guard as well. I think they're back to man now.
Yes, indeed, Dan. And what you'd want to tell your team is do not help off this guy. So there's certain players you can't help off, meaning you have to stick to them like glue, regardless of what else is going on in the game. Skylar White is that guy.
It's a nice idea from Pinson to feed Walker going to the basket, but the foot of Chargois was in the way. So that'll be a sideline ball to Leicester for a kickball violation. Pinson looking to work the pick and roll, kicks it out to Lowell. Asbury, catch and shoot, strings the 3.
Confident looking shot, isn't it? And it was all designed by Lowell there with the penetration to the middle, and Asbury missed the other corner 3 ball a couple plays before, but relished that next opportunity and knocked it down.
3 of 4 now from behind the arc, 13 points for him. Cheshire trying to reply with 3 of their own. Lowell, well, that somehow stayed in play off the side of the backboard.
Great footwork too from Asbury, you see that?
Yeah.
Tiptoeing the baseline. So if he catches that out of bounds, it's out of bounds.
Dowu looking to drive baseline, go past White, but got a little too far underneath the rim.
He sort of lost his legs, didn't he?
Yeah.
He expended so much energy in getting around Skylar White.
White knew that was short. Oh, almost jammed in on the follow. In fact, there's going to be a foul called, so Chargois will go to the line for 2 free throws.
And Cheshire need to get Ethan Chargois more involved now. He's had a stellar start to this game, 10 points personal. Everything he's touched has turned into gold.
It's chased from a long way out from the 3-point line to try and jam that one in. You'd love to see that commitment to the offensive rebounding. I know you love to see that, Ant.
I do. I think it's a player doing what he can to get his team additional offenses. Offense is an opportunity to score the basketball and help you win basketball games. And Ethan Chargois just doing it all today from the perimeter inside. And, you know, a player we didn't know too much about coming in. His pro career for him has been limited. He's played a 3rd division over in France. So this is his 2nd year as a pro. But before that, played at Southern Methodist University, so one of the smaller universities in America. His numbers weren't, you know, jump off the page, you know, 9.5 points per game, so you never quite know what you're going to get, but what you get in this 6'9" player is a versatile one.
Well, his numbers are jumping off the page today, that's for sure. Here's Adowu for 3, and he knocks it down.
Samuel Adowu, someone who has experience, several years over playing professionally in Spain. He was a former GB under-20 international, now back in the UK playing pro for the first time. Knocks that one down.
Maceo Jack putting it on the floor, leaving it a little bit short, but White is able to pull in the rebound and get the pass away. Blocked, ball batted about. Eventually Adowu has it and it's knocked away. It'll be a Leicester ball. Well, everything going on there.
Wow, the energy from both teams. That's a play you're accustomed to seeing in the fourth quarter.
Well, timeout on the floor, so we'll take a break too. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to Ellesmere Port. Caleb Asprey, 13 points, game's leading scorer so far for the Leicester Riders, who are up 4 against Cheshire, having trailed by 12 in the opening quarter. Bridges looking for it down low. It goes the other way. Comes to set the screen. Pinson back to Asprey, putting it on the floor, shovels it into Bridges, who drops it in for 2.
This is an area where if Leicester Riders execute correctly, they can really exploit the Cheshire Phoenix. Cheshire Phoenix not ordinarily known for their interior defense, even their so-called big men and more perimeter players.
Well, Leicester in a zone defense once more. Cheshire trying to find gaps in that. There is one. Maceo Jack down the lane for the jam.
Wow, perfectly timed cut there from Maceo Jack. And he rewards his teammate with a dunk.
Holmes getting all the way to the basket and laying it in for 2.
Oh, Jaron Holmes hasn't had as many minutes so far. Obviously, he's part of the starting lineup, which was changed quite early, and this guy finds slicing his way to the rim.
Well, the other thing it does, the bench coming in, as a starter, when you get back out there, you want to 100%. Hang on a minute. We can do something as well. Here's Sharkwell going to work, misses. Bridges with the rebound.
Good defense there from Miran Thomas. Didn't reach, so he's straight up and did enough.
Well, spinning into trouble is Pinson, and just kept in play. They've got numbers here. Jack's going to shoot a 3. And Christian, that came off Bridges and will be a Leicester ball. Well, that is a very modern basketball fast break there, isn't it?
It is indeed, and I can't see a picture of Ben Thomas, but I'm sure he's screaming inside.
Oh, I know coaches from 25 years ago would have benched a player for doing that, but it's all part of the game now. Here's White out for 3, and he knocks it down. They get their 3 points out of it.
All part of the game, Dan, and Skylar White is profiting. Doesn't need a lot of time or space to get one off.
Asprey. Down to Thomas. Looking to back down himself. Gets his way through, and that will go. Myron Thomas forcing his way to the basket for an and 1.
Yeah, he's done really well there because the spacing wasn't great. You see his big man there at the free throw line, which then just clusters the key where Skylar White's able to help. But not much help there.
Not much help, no.
It slices through them.
And Thomas converts the free throw, much to the pleasure of the Riders fans behind their bench, but they've not got back on defense. And oh, there he is again. This time it's Jack following one in for the jam.
Maceo Jack straight down the middle again, and like a pogo stick, jumping over the defense to slam it home. Wow.
Asprey fires up the 3. That's off the front of the iron. Well, 44-48. We're still 2 minutes from halftime. Free scoring game. That's going to be a foul on Thomas, who says he's going to get a technical because he says he's holding my shorts, ref.
Really quick technical though,
Yeah.
Dan. Don't like that. I think the message this year to the referees has been to communicate more with the players. That was a very quick technical.
The implication that he was talking a little bit before that as well. Former player, of course, John Paul Heron, so he's been on the other side of it. And Thomas is going to have to sit down there, having got 2 fouls in quick succession. Maceo Jack makes the 1 free throw that you get for the technical foul. The original foul was on the floor, so it'll be a, well, it would have been a end line ball, but first of all, we're going to have a timeout for the Leicester Riders. 45-48 the score. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go to half-time. Cheshire came out firing early on, but Leicester have responded. Don't forget, on Friday, Sky Sports game, Newcastle Eagles against Plymouth City Patriots. The Eagles have beat the Patriots today. Can Plymouth return the favor next Friday? That one tips at 7:45 live on Sky Sports from 7:30. Make sure you join us for that
Go
one.
to 2, make contact in the 2. You threw it out last time. Make contact in the 2. All right, make contact in the 2. Hey, don't get hung up looking at the ball. Turn around. Next play here. Run horns. Come on, run horns. Come off bridges. If they send 2 guys, you might have them. But if not,
Look at the head-to-head between 2 guys in different positions, but both providing for their teams here, and
Yeah, both been instrumental, and in the latter, Jack has really turned the Jets on, and we saw him make some huge plays there to get his team back in the mix. But Mo Walker, for me, has been fantastic since he's entered this game. He's really changed the dynamics of the game, both ends of the floor, and is a big reason why his bench was so impactful in getting them back into this game.
well, he's back on the bench for now, but I would imagine we'll see him again early in the second half as well, how well he's contributed here in the first. It's a Knicks ball from the end. Rideau to inbound. Chargois gets in, fires over Bridges and gets a friendly bounce.
Nice play there. The design was to get the ball to Ethan Chargois, the guy with the hot hand. 14 points personal now for him.
He's now the game's leading scorer. Bridges down the lane, nobody anywhere near him, two-handed throwdown.
Oh, and that's what you get, a 6'10" Duncan, Braylene Bridges.
Back out to Rideau. Around the screen, lobbed back out to Chargois, puts it on the floor, driving in, he kicks out, White fires up for 3, back iron, and Adowu rises highest for that rebound.
That's a great rebound.
Quick pass down court to Bridges, he's slowed, but he can't convert, and Kristen comes away with it.
Didn't quite have the rhythm there when he caught the ball. And
That's not the best pass in the world. Holmes with this deflection to knock it loose. Adowu, a lot of time to set his feet, and he strings the 3 as a result.
that's exactly it, Dan. When you get a player of that quality, that much time, you will be punished.
Well, an offensive feast here at Ellesmere Port on a Sunday evening. Here's Jack trying to add to that. His 3 doesn't go. Ball bobbling about, ripped away by Bridges, and he keeps it in play. Wow. Oh, but Asbury loses the dribble. Christian running it back, and he's able to finish.
Such a tough finish, it's well over. Braylene Bridges does a really good job not to reach, and you can see the disappointment there on the face of Asbury, who just lost the ball in the open floor. That's a good teammate there. Cam Holden out injured today. Had some big games for the Cheshire Phoenix. You see him handing his teammate some hydration.
Oh, you got to play a role.
That's it.
Pretty even on the points from turnovers. Leicester going to try and run this one down to the buzzer. There's a slight differential between shot and game clock. Pinson with his eyes on it. Mackenzie is usually their closer decision maker. Well, the decision is to go early and to lay it in, but it gives Cheshire a chance to respond. Rideau running it back. Will he pull up for 3? He'll kick it out. Stevens doesn't get the shot off in time. And wow, what a first half that was, Hanro. Cheshire came out on fire, gunning 3s from all over the place, led by as many as 12, but Ben Thomas's team head into the locker rooms in arrears here.
Well, you said a regression to the mean, but the way that this game started, you couldn't help but feel that Cheshire Phoenix were well on pace for another 18 three-pointers made in this game. And we all know what happened last time. Cheshire Phoenix scored 110 points and Leicester Riders lost, but Leicester Riders were able to adjust. The bench was able to change the game, and here we are now in a very different landscape.
A lot to digest. We will do that right after this break. Well, welcome back to the British Basketball League. What a game we've had here today. Plenty of offense. Both teams going up and down, hitting shots. And Rowe, I mean, it's almost impossible, but digest that in a couple of minutes.
Well, it's like a track event. They're just running up and down really, really fast, and there's lots of excitement in between. And look, first round had to go to Cheshire Phoenix. They came out the gates in pole position. They're unbelievable, just shooting the ball so well. And you think to yourself, how are Riders going to adjust here? But they did. It was the bench. 33 bench points that completely turned the game on its head.
Let's have a look at the numbers. Cheshire 8 for 21 from 3, but bearing in mind they made their first 4, so they're actually 4 of 21 since then, but they have got to the free throw line a lot, the Knicks. Yeah,
they have, and they've done that in good ways as well. Shangwa has been doing his work inside. Maceo Jack as well, someone who's been attacking, and Kristen was excellent in that surge as well.
17 assists for the Riders as well. Good ball movement of 55 points to help their teams out, and that's been a big key to it. Let's have a look back at the story of the half, and right from the opening tip we said, what are Cheshire going to do? They're going to shoot threes and they're going to knock them down.
And that's the man. Skylar White is a guy you have to locate. But what Riders did do a good job in the early surge. They stuck around. They were down 10, 12, and they made plays like the energy plays just to stay in the game. And Shagwa was a problem. They really struggled to deal with him.
And obviously we talked about the bench players, but in the starters, Asbury making an impact as well. But it really was when they started to get into their bench and the defense changed a little bit. They were able to slow the Cheshire Knicks down a bit.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant to say anyone's played good defense in a game of this high scoring, but the Riders bench did play better defense. This man, Mo Walker, was the difference. The 6'10" Canadian veteran changed the game in a way that gave him put his team in a position of a 6-point lead.
But Cheshire did keep on going, even though the three-point shot wasn't dropping with the regularity. They were able to get some second chance points, dunks off misses, able to get themselves to the free throw line, keep that scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, I mean, look, they lost that quarter, the second quarter, 30-20, but they did a good job of not completely folding. And you have to credit a team for that, because it's really easy sometimes to, after a positive start, when it let it slip away, to continue to have your head down low. Big guy involved in that I think mental toughness there was Maceo Jack, able to make big plays there against the run.
Well, it's been an excellent game so far here, but we've got two interesting games for you. In a moment, it's Plymouth against Newcastle. But first, Friday night's Leicester versus London game.
See the movement coming, backdoor pass, beautifully done. What a feed. You got to respect that speed. Olusheni kicks it out for a better look on the outside, and why not? Morgan with a beautiful feed to the inside and the one, as Gabe Olusheni's going to get a free one for the three-point play attempt. Good inside fake, and gets it to fall. Well done by Myron Thomas. Yeah. Good work from the outside, and that three will fall. Jaron Holmes.
Yeah.
Jordan Taylor directing traffic. Wants Connor Morgan on his left hip. Goes right back to Morgan on the baseline. Morgan, boom. And no, it's taken away last second. How about that for your first half highlight? Caleb Asbury giving the fans at Morningside Arena a good reason to stand in line for their popcorn. 1-point lead as we go under 7 minutes to play in the third. Holmes, well done. Beautiful pass to the inside, leads to another dunk. Shot clock now at 20, game clock at 35. Nelson with a beautiful floater. Lord Nelson. See if he can give the Lions a lead going to the fourth. No, he can't. And yes, Dante Grantham can. Looks like he had it in time. 78-81, London on top. They had a lead as big as 8 points. Leicester came back and came alive really in the third period. And Grantham, too easy for him. Holmes on the beautiful spin, switches over to the right hand and puts it in. Oh, just what the Riders needed. Quick feet to Matt Morgan. Morgan up in. Oh, couldn't get the English to go. Connor Morgan gives it back to his fellow namesake, and it ends up being a 3-point play for the London Lions. So it'll end up being a 102-94 final.
Faulkner. High cross court to Johnson, who fires it back up, and suddenly Plymouth are hitting the threes. Oh, chase down block from Jacob Wiley. What a denial. Ward Hibbert in the corner, first touch of the ball, and he knocks down a three. Lobbed up to Delpesh, who jams it in.
High arcing, floating shot. Delpesh was the only one to rise above the rest and finish.
And that's 15 in a row now for the Newcastle Eagles. Nice pass, and Wiley with the jam.
Good stuff from LVC Dushan.
Nice pass, Defoe finding Green for the two-handed flush. Here's Johnson for three, and he knocks it down out of the timeout. Nice pass and a great finish laid in by Levi, and Green trying to chase the block, commits the foul instead. Johnson steps into the three and he knocks it down, and could he get going in the second half? Ward Hibbert, well, he's been very aggressive today. Oh, Johnson got out of a tough spot. Ward Hibbert again for three.
And it had to be him with a dagger. Goodness me, look at that.
There we go, right on cue, dancing his way through the defense for two.
Ricky McGill. Woo.
These two teams, of course, go head-to-head again next week. And Newcastle trying to do some psychological damage for that one by running it up here against Plymouth. Basket is good, and there's that man again, Josh Ward Hibbert. That will do it for a dominant display by the Newcastle Eagles. And they've got a lot of great performances out of that.
Congrats, BJ. Congrats, my guy.
Welcome back to coverage of the British Basketball League, and what a game we've got here. Offense is very much on top as Leicester and Cheshire slugging it out here, Ant.
Well, yeah, there's not much slugging it out, Dan, because it's all about the offense today, and they're going pound for pound in that regard. But there's certainly free-flowing basketball, a lot of shots from beyond the perimeter. For me, I think it's going to be the team that's able to put in some type of defensive resistance is going to have a better chance of winning this game.
Let's remind ourselves of the results this week in the British Basketball League. Tight one at the Cannon Medical Arena, where Sheffield Sharks claimed a 3-point win over Newcastle at home, winning by 12 against Manchester. Leicester beaten at home by London. And then on Saturday, a good home win for the Scorchers and the Gladiators. And today, Newcastle on the road, big win down at Plymouth. Well, one guy who was really good in the first half for the Cheshire Phoenix really set the tone for them, Ethan Shagwar.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. Inside, outside, you see him here showing his strength and size, and also from the perimeter being able to stretch the floor and hit open shots when given. And look at this, an array of moves here. Fade away now inside. He can do it all, this guy. 6'9" forward, versatile.
Well, he had 14 points in the first half. Caleb Asprey with 13 points, the primary responder from Leicester's point of view, but they've got two guys coming off the bench in McKenzie and Idowu who are also in double figures, and that was key for them as we get underway here at Ellesmere Sports Village. And it is the Phoenix who start with possession of the ball, bouncing it around to find an open Maceo Jack, who can't convert, but Shagwar on the glass.
Wow, it's good offense from Cheshire, good ball movement, found the gaps. Maceo Jack stepping into that three, you'd want that one back.
Well, he might want that pass back, Shagwar, but it's going to have to go up now late in the shot clock, and rebound by Thomas. Pinson calling the play. The play's driving kick. Back out to Thomas, open for three, off the mark. Good rebound, pulled in by Stevens. Stevens looking to shake and bake, gets it out to Jack. Almost lost the dribble going baseline. Rito trying to find a way past Pinson, using his strength to get to the rim and finish.
Yeah, he's doing a good job there. He knows he's got the size and weight advantage over Pinson and Xavier Pinson, and Xavier Pinson seems to bounce off Riddle's body there.
Pinson. Nice pass inside to Bridges, who tosses it up and in for two.
Nice play there, designed to input the ball inside to the big man, get him a high percentage shot in and around the rim, and Braylon Bridges delivers.
Again sitting in this zone, so you've got to be able to recover to the shooters. They do that time, but they didn't quite get to White in time, and Asprey caught him on the arm, and that'll be 3 free throws for Skylar White.
Skylar White will always attract attention from the three-point line. Well, on that occasion he attracted too much. The closeout was too aggressive. Shagwar, good pass out. And Asprey flies out there and deemed a foul by the ref.
Well, he's taken 6 shots in the game, Skylar White. They've all been threes. He's 3 of 6 for 9 points. Here's his first free throw of the game, but he'll do that in threes as well. Cutting the gap to 5, trying to get it to 4 and then to 3. And that one took a little friendly bounce, but is good.
And this has been such a positive season for Skylar White. We've seen him before. The British basketball fans have seen him before playing for Surrey Scorchers, where he had some good games, but he wasn't able to consistently perform throughout the season.
Well, if you're going to miss a free throw, miss the last one, because you can get offensive rebounds and second chance points, just like Maceo Jack there.
Maceo Jack is so athletic. He has that ability, just 1-2 dribbles, explosion to the rim, very difficult to stop.
Bridges with the handoff. Holmes back to Thomas, round to Pinson. He fires up the 3 and he knocks it down.
Well, Xavier Pinson doesn't shoot a whole lot of threes, but he is a very healthy 45.5% from the three-point line so far this year.
Jack, that's not the guy you leave open on the three-point line. They got lucky there. And I think Asbury stepped over the line before he could throw it back in, and that will be a Cheshire ball. Rideau into Jack. Penetrates and scores again.
Well, Maceo Jack had missed his last 2 3-pointers. So you see the hesitation there. He could have let that one go, but he didn't. Instead, he has the ability there to drive middle and a nice hook shot finish.
That's the gap to 3. Asbury trying to find Holmes, but Rideau read that pass and picked it off.
He leads the British Basketball League in steals, Rideau, and that one will be one of the more easier steals. That
nice pass. What a beautiful assist. Shagwa with the dunk.
Wow, there you go. The guard linking up again with Shagwa, who's delivered consistently throughout this game. 16 points personal now for Shagwa.
His Bridges down low. Double team is there. So he tries to find Holmes, but his pass wasn't quite on the money. Stevens running it back. Stevens lays it in, and Cheshire are in front. And Rob Paternostre needs to call a timeout here. 6:33 to go. And just as they did at the start of the ball game, Cheshire's starters outscoring Leicester's starters. And this is just a great pass down the lane.
It really is the no-look pass. Wow.
Well, it's been a 12-5 start this time to the half by Cheshire. So Rob Paternostre wanting to stop it before he gets too far away. His team are only down a point right now. Well, plenty more British basketball coming your way in January. The new look British Basketball League trophy format. 3 weeks of group stages, 2 groups of 5, fighting it out to be in the Final Four in Birmingham on the 27th and 28th of the month. Both the men's and the women's finals taking place. Check out the British Basketball League website for more details and to book your tickets for what promises to be an exciting event at the end of January. Making their way back out onto court. The Riders fans banging the drum. Asbury. Pinson open for 3. Thomas trying to get an offensive rebound, but it's tipped away from him by Jack. A mismatch for a second, but Leicester switched it quickly, but they've left Stevens wide open. Oh, Asbury a little slow to react there.
Yeah, he lost his man, and we call it ball watching, where you focus on the ball and you lose your man. Stevens, good patience there and pump fake.
Holmes, beautiful shot, high arcer, splashes the bottom of the net.
Yeah, they needed that one, and Jaron Holmes needs to get into this game. That's his 4th point of this evening.
Jack gets his own rebound, can't convert. And Leicester managed to get their hands on it at the 2nd attempt.
They got away with one there.
Thomas slightly stumbling, but able to recover.
He's really good at that as well, Myron Thomas. He's excellent at changing direction, changing speed, but his length there is able to shoot that ball high off the glass.
All right, he's getting ready to make another 5-on-5 off substitution. Asbury coming from the weak side to steal it away. Pinson has it now. Thought about the transition 3, but the foul was called first. Did he just tweak an ankle there as he went over?
Yeah, I don't think he's happy.
He's back to his feet. Just limping a little bit, but they were making wholesale substitutions anyway, Leicester.
It's such a unique dynamic. In ordinary squads, you're trying to limit the bench because that's considered a weaker unit.
Yeah.
And sometimes some teams survive, don't they? They survive periods in games when their bench are playing.
Leicester thrive, seemingly.
Yes.
Here's Washington for 3. That, I don't think will count. I think there was an offensive foul called before he got the shot away. So it was on the screen. Well, we've got a timeout in the game, so we'll take a pause as well. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port, where Connor Washington saw the ball go through the net, but the foul called against Mo Walker for an illegal screen first, so waved off. And Cheshire get the ball back down 1. Stevens around the screen, kicks to the corner. Kristen putting it on the floor, gets his man up in the air and steps underneath for the finger roll.
Nice play there from Kristen, and he's done very little wrong today as well. But
Nearly stolen away by Rideau.
You've always got to be mindful of Quincy Rideau.
Washington, he can't knock down the 3 this time. White thought about going inside and then went, hang on a minute, I live out by the 3-point line, and turn back out. Well, Rideau has Walker on him, so he fires up the 3. It's short and it ricochets to Washington. Washington looking for Walker. He had a mismatch for a second. Law puts it on the floor, sends them flying. Oh, is that legal? No, it's a goaltend. Wow. It's a goaltend. That shot was on the way down, and once the ball is on the way down, the basket will count for 2.
What a move from Lowell. You see him penetrating the middle, and then that spin back fakes out 2 defenders. You bump into each other, and Charlotte comes over to help, but tad bit too late. Milliseconds too late.
So that basket good for Leicester. Here's Rye. Out to, well, it's stolen away. Law running it back. They won't catch him. He'll jam it in for 2.
Well, Lowell's been that guy, isn't he? He comes in a high pedigree and being drafted in the Canadian Pro League, #1 pick several years ago, and just I think his experience, it brings a lot to this team, doesn't it?
Here's Rye in the corner, off the mark, rebound Walker. McKenzie. Cross court, Washington open for 3, too long.
It's a good pass. It's couldn't knock it down.
Stevens. Oh, that's a good shot, but he's left it short. There's a man down. It's 5-on-4. Here's Walker. Drops it off to Edowu, finishes.
Really good decision there. Edowu ran the floor like all good big men should. So he's at the baseline, and they push the basketball, one man down, and Mo Walker makes the right decision to make the extra pass for an easy layup for his teammate.
Bump foul by Connor Washington. Leicester lead by 5, 2:18 to go in the third quarter. Cheshire with possession. Rideau gets to the elbow. Walker gets a big foot on that and boots it out of bounds. So that will reset the shot clock to 14 for the kickball violation. Walker with the block. Ball is loose. Washington has it. That'll be a held ball. And that will be a Leicester possession on the arrow.
Walker has been excellent defensively today. He's just been so attentive to what's going on. That's what you need. You'd want your center to make sure he's there and ready to help. And his stats there, quite good variety. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
3 blocks as well.
Wow.
Here's McKenzie. Back to Law, putting it on the floor. Ryan wasn't quite quick enough there to react and commits the foul. 12 minutes to go in a tight game. Don't forget, you can join in with us in the comments in YouTube. Tell us who you think is going to win. Tell us who you think is player of the game. You can try and sway Ant Rowe on his pick. Here's Walker, who's certainly in the running, given what he's done so far, and he draws a foul and will go to the line for 2.
Great job there from Mo Walker. And the double team came, and the worry is when you are still heading in the direction of the rim, the double team can make things very difficult in terms of turnover risks or travel risks, but Mo Walker keeps composed there.
Well, plus minus is a slightly odd stat, but basically it counts whether the score goes up or down when you're on the court. Mo Walker's been on the court. It's 20 points up for Leicester, same for Lowell. McKenzie and Edowu, 22 points. The bench unit has really pushed Leicester out. It's a very bizarre game, but not dissimilar to the game we saw Leicester against Caledonia. And you can see why it's a plus 20, because the bench have been scoring 41 of Leicester's 72 points coming from the players who started the game on the bench.
Wow. And you know, they're out. They're missing one of their key bench players as well, and Blake Bowman. You know, someone with British Basketball League experience. He's been good this year for them. They're able to come off the bench and score the basketball.
He's out injured. He was wearing a boot on Friday as well, so it doesn't look like it'd be anytime soon he's coming back. McKenzie thought he got fouled. The referee did not. Right. Kristen spinning under pressure. That's a really difficult shot, but it falls to him on the ground. Wow. Well, you take the rebounds any way they come.
Wow, that was really impressive there. Don't even need to jump.
Spin from Stevens running into Walker. And his arm's not quite straight up on that one. He says, I got the ball, ref, but the referee says not in the principle of verticality. Let's have another look.
Yeah, I think the rare mistake here from Mo Walker, because he does a really good job of coming over and helping. As I say, he's just been so in tune on the defensive end today and doesn't need to reach down there. But it's difficult because he's someone with 3 blocks today, so he's been successful at that so far. But Stevens looked like he hit a brick wall there, and it would have been very difficult for him to shoot the basketball.
It's all well and good you drew a foul, but you did so at some personal cost, I think, running into Mo Walker. There's a lot of human being out there as Stevens sits down after that. A few words from his coach on the way to the bench. Here's Walker. trying to feed Mackenzie back door, but Ulf is wise to it. Rye looking to push. Rye finishes well.
He's excellent at that, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he
He's
is.
excellent. Change of pace,
He slows down as well as
Yeah.
anybody else.
very good.
It's a funny skill, but it's a skill nonetheless. Mackenzie loses Hudson. It's inside to Walker. Back out to Mackenzie. Lines up a three. Rims out. Rye with the rebound. He's in trouble. And that will be a jump ball.
Yeah, Riders has got a really good job there of not fouling.
So the possession arrow will give Cheshire the ball, but the upside for Leicester is it flips the arrow, meaning they'll start with the ball at the beginning of the fourth quarter, which, given Cheshire are going to get the last shot of the third, means they don't get two possessions in a row. Small margins at times.
Yep.
Here's Rye. Trying to get one last score, fighting his way through, it goes in, and he'll have a chance to tie the game from the free throw line.
Wow! Unbelievable, the ability to get the ball up the floor in such quick succession, and then Rye just stepping his way around and through the defender. Look at this.
Around the
there.
screen and
What a finish.
through Walker. Well, those are the sort of plays that made you pick him out at the top of the game, and
Well, he averaged 24 points a game last year in Division 1. He's a guy who knows how to score the ball.
kicked long, but Adowu can't catch it, and that will do it here for the end of the quarter. And Coach Paternoster not happy with something, but this one very much in the balance. It's going to be decided in the fourth quarter. We'll have that right after this break. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port. Aaron Rye with the three-point play to finish the third quarter and tie the scores up at 72 points apiece. So whoever wins the last 10 minutes wins the game. And it's Kimball Mackenzie, the Leicester Riders captain, who will get things started. Down to Adowu, having a nice game. Oh, what a block from Maceo Jack.
Wow, we know he's such an athlete, and he got up high there to swat that one away.
Here's Rye again trying for the jam, and Adowu denied him, but only by fouling, so it'll be 2 free throws.
Goodness me. I mean, the good signs are that Aaron Rye looks like he's healthy. Attacked the rim there with such aggression. Oh, goodness, that looked clean to me. Beautiful. Challenge there at the rim.
Rye has a chance to get into double figures here and become the 5th Cheshire player to score 10 or more. McKenzie goes the opposite way to the screen. Ooh, that pass a little high from Bridges and out of bounds.
You're too kind, Dan. A little high. That was incredibly high and incredibly hard. It was, well, Aaron Rye, a guy that we've identified before the game just because he's so prolific for this team, and very interesting background in him as well. A former Ivy Leaguer and neuroscience major at Dartmouth University, so a player with intelligence and plays the game the right way.
And there's 2 more points for Cheshire, up 4, 9 minutes to play. They've got the first couple of baskets here of the 4th quarter. McKenzie needs some help, finds it cross court from Lawler's blocked by Rye, and he tips it off his head. Great hustle from Aaron Rye, first to block the shot and then to get the ball back for his team.
Wow, just to rub salt on the wounds there. You get your shot blocked and then the ricochet out of bounds. Can't help but feel the turn, the tide is turning, excuse me, in the favor of Cheshire Phoenix, who are out to this early lead. I mean, in the 3rd quarter as well, it was a strong quarter from them, 23-17.
And Jack Hudson round the screen knocks it down. So suddenly Leicester down 6. This game has ebbed and flowed. Here's Bridges driving in, that's going to be. Referees look at each other. Which way are they going to call it is the question. And this decision goes against Ulf, much to the displeasure of the home fans. It was very borderline.
It
Block
was.
charge. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, he was still
He's
moving.
going sideways. He's only caught him on the side. I think that's a good call. You can see Bridges agrees with it.
Yeah, he agrees. You even have the right signal in there.
Yeah. I was at the game on Friday, Leicester against London. I actually met Braylon Bridges' dad, who's over to watch him. Obviously, first year as a pro. That was so hyped. I mean, imagine seeing your child become a professional in any sport. He was there. Braylon was signing autographs with kids from a school visit after the game, and he was taking pictures of his son signing autographs because it's such a cool moment.
Well, his son played at the University of Georgia, so this is a big program there, and he would have seen his son play on the center stage, but not very many people make it pro.
Yeah, and there's another great move. Right, starting to heat up here in the 4th quarter.
They really struggled to guard Rye back in September. 23 points he had in this very fixture earlier in the year, and Rye now, as you say, Dan, starting to turn it up a little on the offensive end, and his production is certainly showing. 12 points personal now for him.
Well, you talked about the game last week at the start of the show and what he did. It was almost like as the game wore on, he got better, almost like he's getting his wind back in him, and it's he starts to look like the player we saw early in the season the longer the game goes on.
He's a defensive matchup nightmare as well, because he's an in-betweener and an unorthodox basketball player in that you don't know whether he was a guard or a forward, and he has characteristics of both, meaning he likes to play on the perimeter but also likes to go down low. And look at this, the fans enjoying that.
Well, they've got up to 8-point lead now. Leicester need a response. Bridges, and that one is going to go against Ulf again. And the home fans less impressed.
Wow, that was a little closer than the other one, wasn't it? And I think the danger there Bridges has got is when he drops his shoulder. David Oates will put his body on the line, won't he?
He'll keep putting his body on the line. Nothing will stop him from doing that. Well, Leicester lining up as if there's going to be shots, but the referee says no, he was still dribbling it. I'm not sure about that bit of the call. Thought he'd picked that ball up at the point at which the contact occurred. Whether it was a charge or a block. Asbury, drops the ball out of bounds, and suddenly Leicester's offense, which looked so smooth in the first half, looks anything but. They've got just 1 point to show for the first 2 minutes of this fourth quarter, outscored 9 points to 1. They've only got 18 points in the second half.
Look at the lineup, Dan. It's the starting 5. Really struggling to be productive.
Asbury deflects that away, but Rye keeps it for the Knicks. Hudson open for 3. Rims out, off on the offensive glass. Oh, he blows the layup.
Goodness me, did the hard part, didn't he? Excellent offensive rebound.
Thomas has the mismatch, but he barrels Hudson to the ground for an offensive foul.
Just not smart from the Leicester Riders. They've had 2 occasions before that where it could have been offensive fouls, yet they still try and boulder their way through the defense, and this time the referee has no choice but to call the offensive foul.
Pretty easy call from the baseline.
I mean, Myron Thomas has to understand too that that's considered a mismatch. He's got the point guard on him, Jack Hudson, who's 3 or 4 inches smaller than him. He's going to be looking for the...
Hudson is hoping you're going to bang into him.
Exactly. He's going to be looking for that.
Jack off the rim for 3. Here's Asbury looking to attack the rim, getting all the way to the basket. Jack tried to block his shot, but committed a foul.
Well, Jack is athletic enough, though, to prevent an and one. You see the pace and the speed that Asbury's attacking the rim there. Most mere mortals foul there, and it's an and one, but because Jack is so athletic, see how high he gets there and contests that. So Asbury, it's really difficult for him to finish the play. If you're going to foul hard.
Well, it also means Leicester still haven't scored a field goal in this quarter.
Well, Coach Panosha's got to be thinking the bench unit has got to re-emerge and come in the game.
It's normally the starters who finish the game, but he might have to return to his bench guys to see it home, if they can. They're down 6 at the minute. Stolen away by Holmes. Knocked loose, and Cheshire get it back. It's thrown forward to Jack. Jack, spectacular, underneath the rim to finish.
Wow. So athletic, the foot speed there to track it down, and then the reverse.
Well, the frustrating thing for Leicester is they get a turnover, a chance to run, and instead of getting away, it's poked loose, and it's 2 points at the other end. Still had a lot to do, mind.
He did, and boy, did he do it in a most athletic, graceful way.
Well, Rob Paternostro forced to talk things over here. With 6:42 remaining in the game, his team down 8. Next game on Sky Sports is on Friday, 7:45, Newcastle Eagles against Plymouth City Patriots. Show starts at 7:30. And Rob Paternostro telling his team, long way to go. Down 8, but a long way to go. Well, let us know who you think is going to win this game in the comments. Let us know who you think is in the running for player of the game. And don't forget to subscribe to the British Basketball League YouTube channel to keep on top of all of the action from around the league this season. Leicester back underway. looking to narrow the gap. McKenzie driving hard, and he will be fouled. McKenzie doing the captain's thing there. He's telling his teammate, no, this is exactly how we run the screen. Well, McKenzie will go to the free throw line. He missed one in the first half, and that is an unusual occurrence. He's 86% on the season, and he's even better than that for his career, 88%. He's on pace to be the all-time leading free throw percentage guy once he meets the threshold, which should be only a few weeks away, I think. The pace he's going in terms of minimum amount it takes. Hudson nowhere to go, backs out. Looks to attack again, drops it off to Ulf, gets his man in the air, slapped away by Asbury. And did that come off the leg of Ulf on the way out? That's the...
It looked like it, and the trajectory of the ball as well went that way.
And the referees talk it over, and it will be a Leicester possession.
Good call, and Phoenix had 1 second left on the shot clock anyway if they'd had the ball baseline.
McKenzie, that's an illegal screen. Bridges just kind of leaned into that one.
These are plays you cannot do, you cannot make. These are errors, these are turnovers. A surprise on Rob Paternostro's face would suggest it was a illegal screen.
Well, Rob Paternostro not feeling things going his way here, but as he said, long way to go, still 6 minutes. Rye in the corner, puts it on the floor, kicks out to the opposite side. Well, that's a forced shot, and it gets the result you'd expect.
Yeah, not a great looking shot there, and good defense from Kimmel McKenzie.
Thomas, short, falls right into the hands of Rye. Rye looking to attack, made his mind up early, and that's Rye.
He's so good at that, and Aaron Rye now moves to 15 points personal.
Thomas driving down the lane, couldn't quite get the finish, but Ulf commits the foul. He's racking them up here in the fourth quarter, David Ulf. Will get a well-deserved round of applause as he sits down. Chargois checks in for him. Wolf and Jack on 3 with 5 to go. It's not too bad. Thomas, a little short on the first, but enough to get it to drop.
We've seen him have some big games already in his professional career. Another one of these rookies from Cleveland, Ohio, played at Ball State and Kent State throughout his college career. He's that long, athletic wing player that will provide you with points and a couple of highlights along the way as well.
Well, they could do with a few more of both. Leicester with 5 minutes to play, trailing by 6. Right. Over to Jack. Right, penetrates, kicks. Rideau clears some room, misses the shot, but the tip is there from Chargois.
Ethan Chargois had some extended minutes on the bench, which has got him a rest, and by the looks of it hasn't disrupted his rhythm, because that's 18 points personal for him now, who leads his team.
McKenzie slips but gets the pass away to Adowu. Holmes trying to create for himself, gets his man in the air, is fouled, and he will shoot 2. Well, it's an 8-point Cheshire lead here in Ellesmere Port. There is 4:27 to go in the ball game. Timeout called on the floor. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Ellesmere Port, where Jaron Holmes is on the free throw line, looking to eat in to this 8-point deficit that Leicester find themselves in. Well, he had 18 on Friday, he had 28 the week before, but that's only point number 5 for Holmes. He hasn't missed a shot from any distance. He just has only taken 2 from the floor, and these his first 2 from the free throw line. And he misses that one.
But they haven't been able to break that sort of 6-point barrier, have they? Second half, it's been all Cheshire. 38.
Oh, McKenzie nearly in the passing lane there to steal it away. Kristen trying to make him pay, but that came off. Oh, I thought that came off Walker, but it's going to be a Leicester ball.
Yeah, that could have, yeah, that might have been a fortunate call there in the favour of Riders.
Well, there wasn't much complaint from Cheshire, so
no.
maybe my angle is not a favourable one. Certainly not as good as the referees. Oh, stolen away. Good hands again from Chargois.
He has been excellent, isn't he?
About to say the same thing. Chargois again trying to feed the hot hand. He kicks it out to Jack. Big shot for 3, and he knocks it down. And Cheshire have a double-figure lead.
Huge play there. The steal initially from Chargois, and then Maceo Jack, which looks like, at this moment in time, an exclamation mark.
Step back from Holmes, halfway down, but Asbury's able to tip it home.
Wow. Athletic play there from Asbury to come out of nowhere. They've still got time here, but their offense hasn't looked like they can pour enough points to catch up to Phoenix.
Well, I don't think anybody touched that. Thrown straight out of bounds. And Leicester will get the ball back. Oh, Chargois, just good timing.
Yep.
Knocks it away. And then patient on the offense.
It's the right decision.
Yeah.
Right decision out of the post, not to force up a shot. And sometimes it's hard to do that when you're a player that's the leading scorer. You want to, continue to pour on the points, but good decision there, and not a great one from McKenzie in that instance.
Again, he's looking at the referee for a foul, but it doesn't come his way. Jack trying to force it home, but that's going to be a foul. Adowu it goes against. fans look a little calmer than Ben Thomas. He still looks a little frustrated out there.
Well, I'm sure he just wants this game to be
Yeah,
over.
them 2:48 can't tick off quick enough for Ben Thomas, can they? Well, a chance for a double-figure lead once again. Maceo Jack, another one in the running for player of the game. Make sure you let us know who you think is the star performer today. Ant's got to make the decision. He might need some help with this one. It's no easy pick.
No, if it stays like this, there's been some valuable contributions across the board from the Cheshire Phoenix.
Well, an offensive rebound. That's the second time off a missed free throw. The Knicks have got it back. Last time they got a 3 from it. Rideau drops it off, and they get 2 more points for Chargois.
Look, Quincy Rideau showing us all why he's the lead leaguer in assists per game, 5.8, and that one was pretty.
Asbury sneaking back door, throws it back out to Adowu. Back to Asbury for 3. They needed that. Boy, Leicester needed that.
They did, and it was a big one. But as it came too late, they need to get stops. They haven't been able to get stops.
Well, they got a trap here, but out of it comes Chargois. Driving to the hole, he's fouled and won. What a play and what a ball game for Ethan Chargois.
Ethan Chargois has took this game by the scruff of the neck. And from the very start, he's been the star man, making plays inside, outside, and you see the versatility of this 6'9" forward. Wow.
Well, that could be the backbreaker for Leicester. As Chargois has a chance to convert a 3-point play and make it an 11-point lead with only 2 minutes to go. And that's exactly what he does. There's a hint of a smile there from Ben Thomas.
Yeah, looked positive, didn't it?
Rideau called for the foul. Cheshire over the limit. That's not really a very good foul because not many ticks off the clock. You've sent a very good free throw shooter to the line. You'd rather have time ticking than let Leicester put points on the board without the clock moving. Oh, he's missed 2 in the same game, Kimball McKenzie. It does not happen very often. Maybe he won't come in at number 1. Oh, that's an awkward spot there. Rideau's able to get out of it. Driving to the hole is Rye, and he lays it in.
Aaron Rye doing what he does best, just slicing through defenses. And what a remarkable second half he's had.
Holmes kicks Lowell out to Asbury. No room for a shot that he wanted. He's trying to create some now. He does. He fires it up. He got hit, but no call. But the 3 is good.
Wow. It looked like he got hit, didn't it?
Well, he's arguing with the referee. He needs to concentrate on defense first. Well, they get a stop. Doesn't quite look enough time, but you never know. If this goes in, and it does. Back-to-back 3s for Leicester, and suddenly the gap is down to only 6 with 1:09 to play.
Well, and this has been the area, they haven't been able to break this bubble. I feel like it's been 6, and Cheshire Phoenix have been just too resilient. They've responded each time, but Riders have never really been able to get inside this 6-point cushion that the Phoenix have had this second half.
Slightly optimistic shouts for an unsportsmanlike foul, but it is just a regular foul. Leicester over the limit, so it's 2 free throws. LaQuincy Rideau at the free throw line, where his numbers have not been great this year. And Kimball McKenzie will know that, and oh my goodness. That becomes a very good foul.
Oh, it was nothing but net down, but it didn't go through the
Front
cylinder.
side of the net.
This is where things get a little bit tighter now.
Yeah. He's missed them both, and Leicester have got the rebound, and there is still a chance here for the Riders. Holmes has a lane to the basket, gets through, jammed in on the rebound by Adowu. It's down to 4.
5 quick points there from Samuel Adowu.
And Mackenzie does know the scout report. He's quick to foul Rideau and said, you just missed 2, let's see you go miss another 2.
Yeah, you're right. It's a very, very intelligent play there. And it's an odd one because Cheshire Phoenix, you inbound the ball to your point guard. It's like an automatic response. You'll do that. But when your point guard's not your strongest free throw shooter.
Well, he's 11 for 32 coming in. He's missed 2, so he's 11 for 34 on the season. And that one doesn't get the friendly bounce. And his teammates go, don't worry about it. Just knock this one down. You'll be all right. Just knock this one down.
It's a minute left to play.
Yeah. Somehow Leicester are in this game. I'm not sure how. He's missed them both, but the long rebound comes out to Jack. They're not going to foul him. They're going to play defense. Well, what a terrible mistake from Leicester. They had to get their hands on the ball. Right. In the corner, big shot for 3. Misses. Another offensive rebound. Chargois forcing his way through. He can't convert. It's still loose. Law trying to get it. Rideau has it. He stepped out of court. It's a Leicester ball. Wow, what an end to the game this is. Ben Thomas can't believe it.
It was like there was a magnet. How Rideau kept possession of that ball is beyond me.
Well, Leicester must score here. 2 or 3, doesn't matter. They've got to score. Mackenzie drives to the finger roll, gets the bucket, 27.2. No timeout, they're going to play it. Need to get it in. It's into Jack. Well, Leicester have to foul. The shot clock is off, unless it's an 8-second violation. Now you foul. Rideau trying to pretend he's shooting a 3 there to get an extra free throw. He's getting 2. But, well, he's got to make both of them, really, to make it a 2-possession game. 1 free throw gives Leicester an opportunity.
0 for 4 so far, Dan. And
it'll be in his head. You watch him, he's going to knock both of these down. I've faith in him. Told you. Well, this is the big one now. And also, Leicester need to box out because they need the rebound if this doesn't go in. Cheshire have shown they can crash the offensive glass.
that's why Ben Thomas looked stressed about 5 minutes ago, Dan.
He's missed it. It's loose. It is a Cheshire ball. A massive offensive rebound for the Cheshire Phoenix.
Wow. That's huge call. I'd have to see that one again.
Well, we've got a timeout, so we can have another look at it with 16.8 seconds to go. Everybody knew that if it came off, they've got to get hands on it. And it was Cheshire, well, it was Leicester hands, obviously, that got on it because it went out of bounds. Let's have a look. Rims out. It's probably Adowu's hand, is it, that it's come off?
But Chargois coming from behind, and he's the one going this way.
I think it's double deflection. Chargois, then Adowu and out. Ben Thomas drawing up a play.
I don't know. Adowu's, for me, is going up with two hands. Chargois is the one with one hand coming over this way.
Okay, listen, okay, as soon as you say a screen, okay, you can't pop over here. You can't go back forward.
Oh, and the chance has gone begging. Leicester Riders have had so many.
Well, he's drawing up a play to get it in. The first thing is to make sure you get the ball in within the 5 seconds you're allowed. You got to find a teammate and then be prepared because Leicester are going to be in foul mode. Oh, he'll know his team have had a chance here. It didn't look like they were going to have a chance, but they had one.
Yep.
Who's marking Chargois? Because he's wide open. It's Adowu. Rideau on the inbound. Throws it back. Oh, that was a dangerous pass. They've got to foul. They can't let time go. They've got to foul.
They fouled the wrong guy as well. You've got to
foul the guy with the ball, don't you? I suppose you could have fouled the on the catch, couldn't you?
Yeah, I'm fouling Ethan Chargois over Aaron Rye. I mean, Chargois
68.9% from the free throw line. this season compared to 86.1 for Rye. So for Rye, 1 free throw is enough here to make it a 2-possession game. Goes quiet as he fires up the first one. No mistake. And that could be the dagger with 12.5 seconds to go.
Excellent game, Aaron Rye. This will be 19 points personal for him.
Well, Leicester need a quick 3. Mackenzie running it forward. Fires up the 3. Doesn't go. It's pulled in, and Cheshire Phoenix have come away with it here. Well, the foul is called, so they get a chance to add to their points difference tally. But what a ball game this has been, and it looked like Cheshire early on, then Leicester in the middle. Second half looked like Cheshire were going to be comfortable, and then all of a sudden it was panic stations in the last minute or so as Leicester hit 3s, but they've seen it over the line the next.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's quite stressful in that sense. It's been so up and down, and
there's no pressure on these free throws for Rideau with 3 seconds to go.
Thank goodness, because he was he's 34% free throw shooting. That's really uncharacteristic of a point guard or of any basketball player at the professional level to say that. Big men, this is often an associated deficiency of big men, which, you know, if you shoot 50%, then that's pretty poor. But Quincy Rideau, 34% before this, and he's had missed some big ones today.
Well, Rob Paternoster, I think, is going to call a timeout here to advance the ball. And this is obviously the nature of the competition in the British Basketball League, because you play each other 4 times. If you finish level in the standings at the end of the season, there you go, he's just said it. If it's a head-to-head, we need a bucket. Obviously, Cheshire have already got a big win in the bank in terms of points difference. This will be 2-0, so Leicester will have to win the last 2, but also win it by more than the combined margin of the 2 that they've lost in order to take the tiebreaker with the Cheshire Phoenix.
Well, Cheshire Phoenix won the first one by 24 points, they're got a big hole. But as you say, Dan, look, maybe they'll get Cheshire on a blowout later in the season, which, you know, all these points will matter.
You don't need a 3. You can get a bucket any way possible. All right, come on.
Well, there you go. He's thinking ahead. Don't need a 3, any old bucket. Because I think Cheshire will be assuming they're going to go for 3, so might give you an easy one to the basket. It's not going to change the outcome of the game, but you never know if the points might matter come April time. Well, it's Holmes who will do the inbounding. It's round to Asbury. He has a good look for 3, but he misses it. And that will do it. The Cheshire Phoenix have beaten the Leicester Riders for the 2nd time this season, 102-96. A lot of great performances up and down the roster, but your player of the game, Ant, is
Ethan Chargois, who I thought was excellent from the tip-off. He set the tone. We've seen him score an array of different ways today, the variety inside, outside. You know, very unique player in that sense as well. He's kind of a big man, but with guard skills. But those 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists as well. He made good decisions with the basketball while it was in his hands, and he was a massive point of this win. And don't forget the big steal there.
Yeah, he
had
2 steals in the game and a block, and he drew 5 fouls from Leicester players as well, so contributing all the way along the stat sheet. And Ben Thomas will be delighted as well to see Aaron Rye obviously working him back in after that long injury. 19 points and 5 rebounds for him as well.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. As you pointed out, Dan, in game 1, he was better as the game went on, which shows me he's a guy that's mentally and physically recovering from an injury and getting back to his old ways, which was player of the month caliber production. Great performance from him.
Well, what a thrilling game of basketball here in Cheshire, and the home fans go home happy indeed. Let's have a look at the numbers from the game tonight. And, well, Cheshire normally win by making 3s. It wasn't 3s today. They made enough free throws to get themselves over the line in that one. And the rebounds, 48 rebounds to 32. They had 23 offensive rebounds, 19 second chance points, but big ones in the last minute.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a momentum killer. You've got a team that are fighting and clawing to get themselves back in the game and with an opportunity to win a game. But those offensive rebounds, you think back to those ones in the fourth quarter, they were humongous, which killed all belief, I think, for the Leicester Riders.
16 turnovers won't please the coach either, as far as Leicester are concerned. So let's have a look now at some of the action from our player of the game, Ethan Chargois. Just brought everything today, stuffed the stat sheet.
He did, and it was just good decisions from him as well. Like I said, he had the ability to distribute when necessary as well. He wasn't forcing shots. Sometimes players tend to do that when they're having an early high-scoring performance. But Chargois was just that guy, and he was the guy that they could go to, much like a target man in football. He was the guy they could throw the ball down to and plays like that. That was a huge one. That was a huge one. That the game was starting to turn a little bit, and Chargois pops up with a big play.
Well, here's all the results from this weekend in the British Basketball League. Sheffield beating Surrey on Thursday night. Wins for Newcastle and London on Friday. Surrey and Caledonia took the spoils yesterday and today. A big win for Newcastle on the road in Plymouth. And Cheshire survived a late scare to see off the Leicester Riders 102 to 96. This is what it does for the table. Cheshire up to second in the standings, only 4 defeats, which is also second best in the league. Sometimes it's worth looking at the losses as well as the wins. Leicester dropped to 500, 6 wins and 6 defeats in that. But what an entertaining game of basketball that was, Ant.
It was indeed. The question we posed at the start of the show was that a fluke? Was the first game of the season a fluke? I don't think so. You see Cheshire Phoenix now sitting second in the league. Another convincing win against the Leicester Riders. Cheshire Phoenix are here.
They're here and they are for real. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We certainly did. We'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.